Alright, today on Random Acts of Carving we're going to work on a pine log, and this is just a piece of firewood, but I'm just going to use a small section of it here. I'm going to try to get in here and carve away as little wood as possible and get it to a place where I can work with it and start detailing it. It's going to be a whimsical mushroom house thing, and if you're just starting carving, these little projects are fun. It's easier with a smaller stick. You won't have as much wood to remove, but you can make them look pretty cool. So we'll get started on this and show you what we get. Here we go. So I got a branch sticking out right here. I'm going to try to leave some of this wood, maybe put a chimney type thing over here. I got a light line drawn around here. It's a little bit wet, so the pencil's not drawing on it real good. But I got a roof line. I have a inside line. This is going to be where the roof comes out around, like where the soffit and fascia would be. And then this is the body of the house right here. So I'm basically going to cut out this middle part right around here. And if I'd have thought about it before I started carving, before I cut this off, I would have taken a grinder and went around here and just taken most of this wood off and most of this wood off. But since it's already short, we're gonna do it like this. Here we go. And we're carving. So I just went out and grabbed this piece of wood out of the log pile, and it looked like it had a little mushroom house in it, so I cut a chunk off of it, and here we go. It was a little more solid than I thought it was going to be. I was using the Fordham there to kind of rough it out, but it was just going too slow for the video. So I grabbed my grinder. This has a blade on it that's kind of like one of the burrs. It has those little metal tips sticking out of it. It doesn't really grab at all. It doesn't jump at all. So it's sands off wood pretty quick. It comes in handy for stuff like that. You just gotta watch you don't bump your fingers with it. Like I said, it doesn't really grab. It just it's like a really aggressive piece of sandpaper. I got it down to where I could use the Fordham. It was a little bit damp at first. It wasn't too bad. Didn't really plug up the bits much. Didn't have a lot of sap in it, so it was pretty dry. It did have a couple little small pine beetle trails in it. If you're familiar with carving any wood in Florida, anytime you pick up a piece of pine that's dead, it usually has pine beetles trails in it. This is a wheel with little metal teeth on it, like a burr. Also, it removes wood pretty quick, so it's nice for this roughing in, just getting the shapes roughed out and getting the background moved back where I was going to put in the windows and doors and that. This is a vine I have growing all over the back of the mushroom. So I'm just removing the wood around it. I zoomed in so you could see a little bit of what I was using. This is just one of those little diamond grit bits, and just starting to clean up the corners a little bit on the door and the windows. All around that vine is you just got to run around it and clean up all the edges. I like these because you can kind of add as many little details as you want. You don't have to add them, but anything you add on here, then you get to paint it at the end. So just a little extra time cleaning up corners or anything you add to it. I just carved another little mushroom sticking out there where that branch was sticking out, and made that chimney looking thing on the side. This is one of those little spiral end mills, just going in and doing some finer detail work. I haven't tried one yet where I've seen some people carve those doors where they look like they're partway open, and actually get in behind there and clean out behind the back of the door a little bit.
I've never tried one, but I've seen some pictures of them. Might be a neat thing to do sometime. Neat once you finally get the corners cleaned up and you can go in and start sanding the background smooth. Really makes a huge difference on it. The front of the house still looks a little plain, so I decided to add a gigantic flower, I guess, for the size of the house. This is a little picket fence I'm adding on the front here. Just put a few boards on either side of the door, dress it up a little bit. I made some of those fence slats a little bit crooked, so because not everything's perfect on little houses. I decided to do these little bumps on the top of the roof there instead of shingles. Shingles would have taken a long time.
Alright, we got this little mushroom house done. And love how it turned out. This thing's pretty cool. So this is out of just a piece of pine log, and if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, just go back and want to see that. You'll see what it's made out of. Turned out pretty neat looking. I'm gonna just paint it up, and we'll show you a little bit of that, and then we'll finish her up. Here we go.
Alright, so painting this, I decided to just go with fall colors. So browns and oranges and yellows and some off-white. It was wicker white that I used on it. And then I think it was bark brown. A lot of fun carving these types of things, because there's not a lot of people that really know exactly what they look like, so you can kind of make your scale how you want it and add all kinds of different details, and no wrong way to do it. So. I paint the windows on little houses like this. I use a darker yellow. There's two different yellows sitting there in front of me. I use the darker one for the first coat, and then I go back with the lighter yellow and just put a little dab of the lighter yellow in the middle there, kind of blend it in, but it makes the center of the window look a little brighter. And on this, as I started out with the bark brown at the bottom, with a little bit of orange in it, and then just kept adding more orange as I went higher, and then at the top I did actually put a little bit of yellow in just to lighten it up a little bit. Did all the spots up on the roof with the same wicker white that I painted the bottom of the house with. Added a little bit of orange to the brown for the door, just to give a little bit of a contrast color on the door. Brighten it up a little bit. Then I kind of went over it all with a brown wash, just a watered down brown, dark brown. Used a little bit of orange around the window frames, orange and brown on the window frames, just to give it a nice warm color to it.
Alright, well, we got this carving done. This was out of that little pine log. Give it a little paint job and make a nice little house for tiny little creature. Turned out pretty neat looking. Really happy with it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks for watching.